the conclusion of the international break, we'll switch our gears back to the domestic game. That includes, of course, the second Bundesliga. We've got the latest round of picks coming at you next. That's right, folks, back once again with another prediction video today. We look forward to match day, whatever is it? It's match day number 7, 6 over in the Swedish Bundesliga, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and get your bang up to date with all things Bundesliga 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related, world football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one brewski, that's right, of course. Jahn Regensburg still are the cream of the crop over in the Swedish Bundesliga, but they got somebody breathing down their necks. We'll elaborate on all of that in a second. Of course, a big shout out to the VIPs. They are the Patreons. But anyway, if you're interested to support the channel, check out those links down below. So here we go then, shall we? Of course, going to look back at, of course, my picks from prior to the old international break, and of course, kicking on forward to match day number 6. So here we go. And of course, I'll bring you bang up to date with the prediction league. So let's get into it. Of course, Nürnberg took on Karlsruher. And I got this one bang on the nose, boys. 2-1 win it was for Nürnberg as they move up to 5th in the table. Karlsruher, of course, into 6th now. Sandhausen also got themselves a big fat W on this one. I went with the win for them, but Ingolstadt picked up the W as well to get themselves 3 points as well. Holstein Kiel smashed it past Erzgebirge 3-0 win on the end. I went with a draw. Darmstadt got a big win over Hannover 96, 4-0 win for them. 2-1 win for me, as of course they do also up to 8th in the table, sorry. Heidenheim against Hamburger SV was of course the battle of the H's. It was a 0-0 draw. I went with a 1-1 myself. Schalke, big win for them over Düsseldorf, so I've got themselves moving up to 9th now in the table. Of course, will they be there or thereabouts at the end of the season? Of course, Werder Bremen against Hansa Rostock, another couple of the big boys. 3-0 win for Werder Bremen, also moves them up to 7th right now. 2-0 win for me. St. Pauli took on Jahn Regensburg, and they beat them. Of course, Jahn Regensburg suffered their first defeat. St. Pauli, big win, is up to 4th now. And Dynamo Dresden against Paderborn, big one there then. Paderborn 3-0 win, of course, to move them into 2nd. Dynamo Dresden remain in 3rd. Wow. As you can see, I got myself 5 out of 9, which is okay. This is the table as it stands over in the Swedish Bundesliga. Of course, Jahn Regensburg are top, of course, by 1 point. Paderborn are 2nd, unbeaten. Dynamo Dresden are up there as well, 3rd, and St. Pauli are 4th. At the foot of the table is Erzgebirge. They could go down. Hannover 96, of course, were not too long ago in the top flight. Ingolstadt also down there as well. But of course, it is early days. Fear not. Still a lot to be done. Of course, transfer window has slammed shut. So let's take a look at, of course, the prediction league standings as it stands right here, right now. As you can see, for this week and this week alone, Iman Hussein is your kingpin, of course, with 7 out of a respectable 9. Not too shabby there. Colin Mendlin is also up there with 6. And then the chasing pack with 5, just like me. Of course, as for the bigger boy picture, and of course, Karl McGuckin is your leader at the moment with 19 out of whatever it is over the course of the month, of course. And speaking of the month, we are supposed to be doing managers of the month, so in this regard, it will be Karl McGuckin on this one. So yeah, how about that? Celebrate that, of course. Well done to you, of course, manager of the month. It doesn't really get you much, but of course, we can talk about that another day. Let's take a look at, of course, this is the new static link for the predictions right here at the site of the Bundesliga. It's cut.ly/Bundesliga 2. So each and every week, once we drop the video, you go to this same old website, same link there. Of course, it will reveal the latest round of predictions. So you go in there, and of course, you drop your picks as well. So that's static. Of course, it will remain the same. So remember, it should be in the description as well. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end and have a little look at, of course, match day number 6. Did I say? Let's get into it. Of course, it is match day number 6. They'll kick it all off with Karlsruher up against Holstein Kiel. That's right, taking place on Saturday, the September the 11th. That's right, of course, at the Waldpark Stadium. Played for the 4 times since 2009, 2 wins apiece. Of course, the biggest win for Karlsruher over Kiel was a 3-2 win. The biggest win in the other way was a 2-0 win. Last round over in Karlsruher was a 3-2 win, of course, back in May 2021. Of course, heading into Karlsruher, yet to get going. Of course, really just 1 win so far. Actually, 2 wins so far in the top flight, one in the division. Sorry, but without a win in 3, of course, heading into this, so not great form. However, they just lost the once in the Swedish Bundesliga. As for their opposition, Holstein Kiel, they have yet to really kick off into top gear. Just the 1 win for them so far, but of course that was last round against Erzgebirge. Of course, bookies odds on this one we have 11 to 10 is your Karlsruher, 12 to 5 is your draw, 12 to 5 is your away win. That is Holstein Kiel on this one. I'm going to go with a win for the hosts on this one, Karlsruher, to get back to winning ways. Hannover 96 take on St. Pauli, of course, this coming weekend on the HDI Sky Arena. Of course, Hannover played each other, these two sides, 23 times since 1993. 10 wins for Hannover, 6 wins for St. Pauli, 7 draws. The biggest win for Hannover was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. Last time I played in Hannover at competitive action was a 3-2 win for St. Pauli back in January 2021. Wow, we were. Of course, heading into Hannover, you really have a tremendously bad bit of form at the moment. Just one win, though, at the past 2 or 3 games. Of course, losing to Darmstadt, losing to Dresden. They did pick up a win against Heidenheim a couple of games back, but of course, they need to get some points on the board if they want to get out of this. Meanwhile, on the flip side, St. Pauli come to this 1, 2, 3 wins in the past 4 games, picking up wins against Jahn, Regensburg, Hamburg, and Magdeburg in the Deutsche Pokal. They did lose to Paderborn not too long ago. Of course, heading into this one, we have the odds of 13-10 for Hannover, 5-2 is your draw, 2-1 is your St. Pauli on this one. Going to go with a win for the hosts on this one, Hannover 96. That's right, Ingolstadt taking on Werder Bremen. This is the one of the early kickoffs as well on Saturday, September 11th. They played each other 5 times in 2015, 2 wins for Ingolstadt, 3 for Bremen, and no draws. The biggest win for Ingolstadt, 2-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-2 win. Last time around, of course, in the Bundesliga back in 2017, it was a 4-2 win for Bremen. That's right, in Ingolstadt, of course. Heading into this, of course, Bremen unbeaten in the back-to-back games. Of course, did lose to Paderborn a couple of games back, though, and also crashed up to the cup to Osnabrück as well. On the flip side, Ingolstadt also coming to this, one defeat the past 4 games, including an impressive win against Erzgebirge in the Deutsche Pokal. But they did lose to Darmstadt 6-1 a couple of games back, but they're coming to this on the back of the win against Sandhausen. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this one then? Ingolstadt coming at you. 9-5 for the victory, 11-8 is your Werder Bremen, and 5-2 is your draw. Sorry, we're going to go with a 2-1 win on this one for Werder Bremen. Next up, of course, we have Hamburger SV taking on SV Sandhausen, also on Saturday, September 11th. Played each other 6 times in 2018, 3 wins for Hamburger, 2 wins for Sandhausen, 1 draw. The biggest win for Hamburg is a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-1 win. Last time played each other in Hamburg was a 4-0 win back in December 2020. Heading into this, of course, Hamburg come into this back-to-back draws, of course, not really getting going in the top flight. Of course, drawing a lot of games, in fact. But they have picked up a defeat as well against St. Pauli. On the flip side, Sandhausen, what are they looking at? I've coming into this on the back of a defeat to Ingolstadt. Of course, not the greatest. It is quite tight all across the board in the Bundesliga with points. Bookies odds on this one, we have a 30-8 on as your Hamburg, 3-1 as your draw, 4-1 as your long shots. That's Sandhausen. That's right. Going to go with the hosts again on this one, 2-1 to win to get them another 3 points. Into Sunday's matches we go. The 12th of September is Heidenheim up against Dynamo Dresden. That is right. Of course, played each other 12 times in 2009, 5 wins for Dresden, 4 wins for Heidenheim, 3 draws. The biggest win for Heidenheim was a 3-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. Last time played each other, of course, in Heidenheim was a 0-0 draw back in February 2020. Of course, Heidenheim coming into this on the back of 3 games, and yet no wins out of those 3 games. Picked up a couple of draws. Meanwhile, Dresden coming to this on the back of this, of course, a loss to Paderborn most recently. Of course, quick look at the bookies odds on this one. We have on this, what do we have? A 5-4 is your Heidenheim, 21-10 is your Dresden, and of course 23-10 is your draw. Going to go with a win on this for nobody. That's right, 1-1 draw in the end. Paderborn taking on Schalke next. Let's get into this one also on Sunday, September the 11th. 12th even. Played the 7 times in 2013. No wins for Paderborn. 6 wins for Schalke and 1 draw. The biggest win for Schalke over Paderborn was a 5-1 win. Of course, last time I played, of course, in Paderborn was a 5-1 win. It was that big one back in, of course, September 2019. Of course, Paderborn come into this though, 3 wins on the bounce in all competitions, beating the likes of Dresden, St. Pauli, and Bremen. They are no slouches on this one. On the flip side, Schalke on the back of a win against Düsseldorf to give them a bit of a bounce as well. Look at the odds on this one: 6-4 is your Paderborn, 5-2 is draw, 13-8 is your Schalke on this. Going to go with a 2-1 win for the hosts. Paderborn, of course, looking very, very good at the moment. Erzgebirge will take on Düsseldorf this coming weekend as well. Of course, locking horns for the 18th time, the previous 17. 12 wins for Düsseldorf, 3 wins for Erzgebirge and 2 draws. The biggest win for Erzgebirge 3-0. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win. Last time the pleasure in Erzgebirge was a 3-0 win for Düsseldorf back in January 2021. Of course, Erzgebirge coming into this on the back of a winless run of a whole bunch of games. Of course, yet to taste a win in the top flight or in the Bundesliga, and of course in the domestic cup. So they're winless so far. On the flip side, their opposition, Düsseldorf, coming to this on the back of the defeat to Schalke, and again haven't won in 3 matches. Last time they won was against Oldenburg in the Deutsche Pokal. Bookies odds on this one. What do we have on this then? Erzgebirge are actually 23-10 for the victory, 23-20 is your Düsseldorf. They are your favourites. 12-5 is your draw. Going to go with a hard draw on this one. Wow, no win again for Erzgebirge on this one. Jahn Regensburg, of course, top of poppers at the moment up against Nürnberg, who are of course sniffing that there, sniffing up their backsides a little bit. Played each other 11 times over the course of time. 4 wins for Nürnberg, of course 3 wins for Regensburg, 4 draws. The biggest win for Regensburg was a 1-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 4-0 win. Last time played each other in Regensburg was a 1-1 draw back in the Zweite Bundesliga in September 2020. Heading into this, Regensburg, of course, they did lose last time around against St. Pauli. Prior to that, of course, they won 3, 4, 5 on the bounce at the very least. On the flip side, Nuremberg come into this unbeaten in the last 4 games, of course, maybe even more than that. Unbeaten all season, it looks like, including a win against Ulm in the Deutsche Pokal. Bookies odds on this one, we have 11-8 is your Regensburg, 12-5 is your 9-5 is your away win. That's Nuremberg. Tough one, this one. I'm going to go with the hosts again to get back to winning ways. Of course, maybe this is the year. And then finally, we have Hansa Rostock taking on, of course, Darmstadt on Sunday, September the 12th. They've played each other 4 times since 2012. 2 wins for Darmstadt, nothing for Rostock. 2 draws. The biggest win for Darmstadt over Rostock, 6-0. Last time I played each other in Rostock was just a 1-0 win, of course, back in 2014 in the Dritte Bundesliga, that is right. Darmstadt coming to this on the back of a decent run of 3 games, 1-2 and drew 1. Rostock come to this on the back of a bit of a wobbly 3 games. No wins over the past 3 games, picking up 2 defeats and a draw to boot. Bookies odds on this one, 8-5 is your Rostock, 12-5 is your draw, 8-13-8 is your away team. That is Darmstadt, of course. Going to go with a home win on this one, Rostock to break the mould and of course get a big win for them to of course keep them in this division, it looks like. Anyway, that's my picks on this one. Be sure to get your picks, of course, using the old static link, cut.me/Bundesliga 2. That's of course for each and every match day, of course, but be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe. Check me out, of course, on Twitter, Twitch, Facebook, and of course Patreon. Check out those links there down below, but be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, and I'll see you soon for the next one, whenever that is. Until then, we're done.